Hello everyone and welcome back to Saiyansquabbles. I am Papa Ping Pong, here to bring you a very special video. We are going to go over the new ban list and errata. So I know this video is a little late. I think this errata ban list came out a week ago. And I would have made this immediately when it came out, but I don't like to respond immediately because I like to give it a little bit of time, think over it, and really, I guess, break apart why some of these bans might have been a thing. Is it good? So we're discussing it now, about a little over a week later. And so far, my impressions, I think this ban list is perfect. I think this ban list hit everything it needed to. The only other thing I think it could have hit was Gogeta 7. But Gogeta 7 is never going to be hit, I don't think. So let's move on to the actual cards that got banned, and I want to talk about them. So first off, we got Objection. So the reasoning: Objection's existence affects every other card we design, greatly limiting future card design. Yes, this is just true across the board. Objection, it is a -1 or a -2 or whatever to gain energy. Not a lot of decks are running this right now, but I could see with the new Surge stuff coming out and with the new Invoker stuff, getting cheating stuff out early is going to be a big problem, and a lot of the set 1 cards just are probably going to end up on the ban list in the future because, again, it really does limit card design. It's not even restricted to blue leaders, and it makes it to where if you want to play ramp, you basically have to play blue-green, because Android 16 exists, and Android 16 sees so much play, despite having a 2-cost multicolor restriction and restricting battle power. So getting rid of Objection does kill a lot of ramp decks, which is good, because I like that they're trying to restrict ramp to blue and green. So this combined, again, with a lot of the new cards coming out, I feel like this can be abused, and this would always be a viable card, pretty much no matter what format we're in, if you try to play a ramp deck of any kind. I always prefer erratas over bans. If I had to choose an errata for this, it would be if your leader card is blue, and maybe give it the battle power restriction, but at the very least, make it to where your leader card has to be blue, or you can't activate Objection for the duration of the turn on top of that. But anyways, moving on, we got Unyielding Spirit Trunks. So this was on the limited list. It was limited at 1. Now it's moved to ban. Excuse me. And the reasoning is this card becomes extremely powerful when combined with Invoker from Series 9, severely limiting future card design. We're moving this card from limited to ban list. So I don't know personally why this card wasn't banned to begin with. I don't know why it was limited. It is such a powerful card, and it made for some really ridiculous extensions. Not a lot of decks were playing this at the moment, I'll admit that. A very controversial choice from going from limited to ban, limited to ban, because not a lot of decks were playing this. And it's true that I still think this card was severely underused because it's a free extension for any blue leader. So when you combo with it, if your leader card is blued at the end of the combo phase during your turn, you restand 1 of your energy. It's just super strong to begin with. Anytime I make a blue deck, this is a staple, or a blue leader. I think it's because there's not a lot of blue leaders running around right now, but I have played with the new U7 stuff on Untapped, testing out some strategies, and this would have become a problem with Invoker. Invoker is such a powerful ability, and using the extra cards that are coming out with Series 9, the blue-red, super strong. I have had total success with the new deck, and it was without Unyielding Spirit Trunks, and I can only imagine what Unyielding Spirit Trunks would do to Invoker. You're basically playing several high-cost energy cards for almost free. So anyways, I'm really glad this got banned. I'm very pleased with this, but I just don't know why they didn't do it in the first place. Moving on, we got Tien Shenhan Returning Fire. Reasoning: this card effect creates one-sided, unfun play patterns, going against our goal to create an enjoyable game with lots of interaction and decision making. So this is the blue killer. I think this is the main reason why we haven't seen a lot of blue for a long time. The only real blue strategy that's been topping is Janemba, and that's just because, you know, Janemba has an alternate win condition. Very glad that this card got banned, because this killed blue. You know, you couldn't really play blue, especially with the new Invoker stuff that they're trying to push. This would have been a problem, and you basically wouldn't have been able to run the decks very successfully. So I'm glad this got hit. Moving on to Mercenary Tau, Ruthless Trainer. So its reasoning is the exact same as Tien, and for those of you that don't know, when you're forced to place a card from your hand in the drop area by an opponent's skill, your opponent warps 3 cards from their hand. It is once per turn. He's a barrier. I think if this card didn't have barrier, it wouldn't have gotten banned, personally, but it does have barrier, so if there was an errata, I think it would just be to get rid of barrier, and then keep this card. But I understand why they got rid of this card for multiple reasons. One, they're pushing, you know, hand control to be, you know, hand control cells coming back, so they want to have hand control and let, you know, maximize on the set selling out. And so from a marketing standpoint, that's a good idea. And then on top of that, hand control is basically unplayable this format, or it's been unplayable for the past few formats because this card has existed. Set 6 created a lot of cards that just killed decks, and it's kind of weird. But now getting rid of this, we'll see, you know, maybe even Slug come back. I think we could see hand control really become a play style again, because this card made it to where a big section of the game and archetypes were literally unplayable. You couldn't play a big portion of the game because this card existed. The only reason I liked this card being around is that it was an outs to topo, but even then, I'm glad this card got cut. So, especially because there's so many more answers to hand control now. But moving on to our errata, Broly the Awakened Threat. So originally he was, when you can choose, once per turn you can choose one card from your life, add it to your hand, choose up to one of your rest mode cards, and switch to active mode. Now, it's the same thing, except you can only choose up to one Broly BR or this card, and it has to be in your battle area, by the way, and switch it to active mode. So Broly is definitely dead in the meta going forward, but I really like this errata, because this leader, you slap this leader onto any strategy, the deck probably becomes stronger. Anything that doesn't revolve around a leader specific thing, this deck becomes stronger. If they come out with another Dragon Brawl type box where there's a crap ton of generic cards, this leader becomes stronger. This leader was too much of a problem. It was topping ever since it came out, and I was tired of seeing it, and I'm super glad it got this errata, and it's becoming more archetype specific, because that is an important feature of this game, is more and more stuff becoming more archetype specific. I like a little bit of generic cards, but so this leader is basically dead, and choosing up to one Broly BR card, this leader isn't bad. I think this leader can still do really well, especially with the Broly All Out Assault from the Magnificent Collection. I think this leader is probably tier 2 now. I don't think it's definitely not tier 1 anymore. There's no way. But I like it. We're moving past this leader finally. He's gone now. He's done. And I think this is what he was originally intended for in the first place, with all the Broly cards coming out. But obviously it was, again, just way too generic. And it had the access to Bloodlust, which is one of the biggest problem cards in the game, in my opinion. So, yeah. Anyways, that wasn't so much of an in-depth response. It's just my thoughts, and I'm not going off as a script here or anything. So, I'm very pleased with this. Everything that got hit that I think needed to get hit, got hit. Broly, I'm very happy with this errata. Once again, I'm glad they didn't just outright ban it. The only thing I think they missed was Gogeta 7, but Gogeta 7 is becoming less and less easy to play with the banning of Objection, and yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quicker video, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See ya!